Welcome to episode 13 of the World of Screens podcast. On today's show, reviews for The Naked Gun and Eddington. What a double feature. As always, we're going to look at last weekend at the Aussie box office, and Pete's going to preview his TIFF, his Toronto International Film Festival trip that is coming up. Before we get into that, hello, I'm Nick Lamaro, the founder and TV editor. No, film editor. I'm not a TV editor. I'm the film editor at World of Screens. I don't know what job I have at this place, and I started the fucking thing. But I'm here. I'm doing the podcast with Peter Gray, the bellwether critic himself. How you going, Pete, on this Friday evening after a crazy week?
Nick knows how it's been today.
All over the shop.
It's been a hectic week, and a busy day. But you know what? It's Friday afternoon. It's time, it's time to just relax. Got only a few days left before I'm in that plane.
That big jet plane.
It's overall, there's not a lot to be.
We're in net positives.
Yeah,
and we're talking about a comedy
glass,
today as well.
We're
So
a glass half full.
Amen to that. And we're going to be reviewing comedy. We're going to be reviewing a satire. We're going to be talking about heavily performing horror at the box office.
We love it.
And you're going to be previewing some TIFF. So we got positive out of positive out of positive on this episode today.
All the things.
But before we get into all of that, a little bit of housekeeping. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe and comment, ring the bell, do all the stuff. It helps us out. And if you ring the bell, and if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts, make sure you subscribe to the feed. While we're subscribing to things, go to waterscreens.com. Jump on the emailing list. You'll get an email when all the reviews come out. You'll also get emails when giveaways come out. You'll be the first to know before it goes on Instagram. Instagram? What? At worldofscreens.com, just at World of Screens. It was almost perfect. I always had a perfect line of segues there.
One of these weeks, it'll just be
It'll be perfect. And then that is the final episode of the show. I've reached absolutely the apex of segues. But wherever you're listening to us, wherever you find us, all your support is incredibly helpful, and we thank you for it. Pete, we love to laugh.
We do.
And we love to get naked. Whoa. Let's talk our first movie that we're reviewing today, The Naked Gun.
Once you kill a man for revenge, there's no going back. A voice in your head sang over and over, "That was awesome."
Who are you?
Drebin. Detective Frank Drebin. Thanks.
The Naked Gun follows the son of Lieutenant Frank Drebin, played by Liam Neeson, who must succeed in his father's footsteps to prevent the closure of Police Squad. Now, this is a spiritual sequel, a direct sequel, a soft reboot, a legacy sequel. It's a lot of things to the original Naked Gun franchise. It's directed by Akiva Schaffer of the Lonely Island fame, who co-wrote the screenplay with Dan Greger and Doug Mand. It is the fourth film in the Naked Gun franchise, and it stars Liam Neeson in a leading role with Pamela Anderson, Paul Walter Hauser, Kevin Durand, and Danny Huston as co-stars. We saw this a few weeks ago. We were lucky enough to see it. It was quite early. Paramount showed it quite early to us, considering the Australian release was quite delayed.
Yes.
We had heard good things. It's one of the highest rated comedy films on Rotten Tomatoes of the decade.
Yeah.
And I love The Lonely Island. I like that sense of humor. It's also executive produced by Seth MacFarlane, and I like his style of comedy too.
Yeah.
A lot of things going right. We walked in, we sat down, 85 minutes long. Pete and I laughed our tits off for 85 minutes. I had a ball with this film. Pete, how about you?
Yeah, it was funny, leading up to this, it felt like a lot of people weren't sure about The Naked Gun. I think, they were like, oh, is it, has it been too long for this movie to come out? Is Liam Neeson the best person to lead a slapstick comedy?
Not something he's done, really, to be honest.
Comedy is a genre that doesn't seem to be getting as big a theatrical push as of late. And the trailers made me laugh, and I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? I think this will be really good. And then the word came out, and everyone was just saying that this was like one of those rare occasions where you literally like never stop laughing.
Just a
Like,
joke a minute, a joke a
yes,
second almost. It is
yes,
just
and
rapid fire.
you're almost missing jokes because you're still laughing. And I'm like, you know
Absolutely.
what? So, and then the invite for this came out
hmm
very early,
Super
and we
early for
were seeing
Australia.
it very early because when we got the invite, it hadn't actually opened in the States.
No,
But they
but
were
it
showing,
was going to be a couple of days after the US
yeah,
release. Yeah.
but they were showing it to us basically like the Tuesday after its opening weekend in the
Sounds
US.
about right. Yeah, yeah.
And it was meant to come out next week, the 28th.
Right.
It got pushed up. They probably could have pushed it even further up because it kind of came out and the word was good. And then we
Yeah,
saw it
yeah.
and we were like, it is no word of a lie. This movie is funny and like funny in
Very
a way
funny.
that I haven't laughed like this in a very long time.
Consistent belly
Like
laughs.
consistent belly laughs. I had to do it. I had to give a clap to one joke. I had I had tears. It is very funny and it is so dumb, but to be this dumb, you have to be really, really smart. And
Oh boy.
it's incredibly smart how dumb this movie is, if that makes any
It
sense.
makes complete sense because this is not comedy you can improvise.
No, no.
Everything is
You,
so perfectly tailored and all the T's are dotted, all the cross, sorry, all the I's are dotted. Like it is just perfectly placed bit by bit by bit. And that's
and
great.
and it's like it's so funny that we sort of think of because originally I think about 10 years ago
Mm,
they looked at rebooting this and Ed Helms was who they were going for. And I was like, you know what? 2013, 2015, Ed Helms
yeah.
makes perfect sense. He's coming off of The Hangover. He's coming off of like
The
uh,
Office.
The Office and like Vacation. It makes
Oh yeah,
sense.
of course. Yeah, yeah.
He would have the same kind of like uh
Comedic sensibilities
comedic
as like
sensibility as
Leslie
well.
Nielsen for sure.
But we're all forgetting that Leslie Nielsen, prior to The Naked Gun, was a
Yes.
very serious, dramatic actor.
Yeah.
And him completely deadpanning it in the Naked Gun movies, which is what he does. He doesn't
Mm.
like, he plays everything for laughs, but he plays it straight. Like he's playing this
And it's the
comedy as,
deadpan that makes it so
yeah,
funny.
as if he's in the most serious police drama, is how he's playing it. And it's how Liam Neeson plays. And Liam Neeson is perfection in this movie. He is
Yeah.
so good. And I think if you've seen his work with Seth MacFarlane, you will know that Liam Neeson is actually a very game comedian.
He's a very game comedian. I also point people towards the Ricky Gervais "Life's Too Short" skit where he
Yeah.
comes in and goes, "I want to be a stand-up comedian." I won't say anything else. Just look up Ricky Gervais, Liam Neeson, and then look up Ted 2, Liam Neeson.
Ted, his little walk in Ted 2
That
is
end
you know
credit
what?
scene's so good.
And I know that it's not a film that a lot of people like, but there were moments of A Million Ways to
Million
Die
ways, yeah.
that were funny.
Yeah.
Like when that movie is funny, it's really funny.
I really like that movie,
Like,
yeah.
and Liam Neeson he's so good in that
He is
because
great.
like he's playing the villain and he's playing it so earnestly that it's so funny. And it's the way that it is here. And I just this is just one of those movies where like even though you can see jokes coming, they're still funny.
Yeah.
They commit to like continual gags. Like there's parts involving coffee.
Oh, the ongoing coffee bit's great. Yeah, yeah.
There's a whole thing with the black eyed peas that they really commit
They
to.
really commit to a lot of Black Eyed Peas bits. The one where that they committed for so long that I thought there's two actually that I thought was really great is the body cam footage bit with the chili dogs, which I thought was great. And people mentioned it beforehand, but we didn't really know the context. But the snowman scene
Oh,
is brilliant.
yeah,
Is
like
truly brilliant.
it is, and it is so and it's so bizarre, but it's like, but that's Akiva Schaffer.
That's Lonely Island through
Like,
and
if you've
through.
seen, so Hot Rod, if
Yeah.
you've seen Hot Rod, if you've seen Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stopping,
One
like
of the most underrated comedies of all time, that
you'll
movie.
understand this sense of just random comedy that there's a universality to a lot of it, but there's
Sure.
also very, very niche jokes that you just know
Super
they have,
niche.
like they've either created for a very small subsect or and they've done it for themselves. There's a Buffy joke in this that I was like, that is absolutely written for someone on that set or in that crew.
I think Akiva Schaffer was the one who's like, I'm just a big Buffy fan.
Right.
And it's just
And for like the few Buffy fans that are in this that are in the theater, like myself, I was like, that is a very funny joke. It
very
is
fucking funny.
and we just have to like shout out everybody in this because like Danny Houston is
So funny.
like we've never seen like he's someone who we haven't really seen do comedy.
No,
Like
but again, he's sincerely playing a villain, right?
And like he knows how to play a villain, so he's basically just playing a villain, but he's able to like lean into like the campiness.
And he
of
just says and does stupid things. And
Yeah.
like it's like the literal thing that propels the story along is called a plot device. And he sincerely talks about the plot device throughout the whole film.
And the plot device is like, it's like it's that MacGuffin thing of like, oh well,
Yeah.
it's we'll turn all of humanity back to their like barbarian selves, and they'll just like kill each other, and all of the billionaires can like
Live in a bunker where Weird Al Yankovic plays every night.
And it's like, as ridiculous as that is, that's not crazy far-fetched from like every other like mad who like wants to like,
I reckon Jeff Bezos loves some Weird Al. That's for sure.
And then of course Miss Pamela Anderson.
She's fantastic. She is fantastic. She arguably steals the show more than Liam Neeson for me.
She's always had a really, really good comedic sensibility. Like Borat, she committed to it.
Oh my God, yeah.
She had a very short-lived sitcom called Stacked in the mid-2000s, which she was really funny in. Obviously, it was very much playing on her being like the blonde, bimbo, and like this sort of like this new, reconnaissance of her career is incredible.
The Andersons.
And she commits to absolute lunacy. And again, she plays everything so straight. Like she does a scat bit in a nightclub.
The scat bit is so funny. Her commitment. We talked about this a few weeks ago with the Freakier Friday Lindsay Lohan scene where she's trying to be sexy.
Yeah.
Pamela Anderson gives just as much energy to the scat scene in Naked Gun, for sure.
And there's like just the simplest thing of when, she meets Liam Neeson for the first time and he says to her, he's like, take a chair. And she's like, no, thank you. I've already got enough. And it's like, and then she goes, actually, I will take that chair. And she walks out with
it. This movie is just so many gags happening.
It's so funny.
This has so many gags happening in front of you. There's so many gags happening in the background. Like I've only had the chance to watch it once. I want to try and see it again in the cinemas, but we've got an absolutely fucked schedule over the next few weeks.
Yeah.
I may have to wait till it comes out in digital, but like I will be rewatching this because I just want to go, that's a good joke. The first thing I saw in the background, I pointed out to you, is when they go into Police Squad and it's the name of Police Squad on the door, but it's flipped the other way around. So it's just a mirrored, stupid joke. And I was just like, that's funny. That's really funny.
Like, I really hope that when this comes to, Blu-ray or 4K, that Paramount pump this thing full of extras, guys. So I can imagine, like, if Akiva Schaffer does like commentary on this, that would be amazing to listen to because you just know that you would pick up.
There's only one thing funnier than Akiva Schaffer doing the commentary, and that's Liam Neeson doing the commentary as Frank Drebin.
Yeah.
That's all I would want. It's like Downey doing his character in Tropic Thunder. Yeah.
And it's and they, as you said, like it is a soft reboot. It is a legacy sequel, but it is a direct sequel
as well. Yeah.
Like they talk about the fact that he's Frank Drebin's son, and they reference the characters of the previous films, and we
The
get
police chief's dad is Paul Walter Hauser's son is Paul Walter Hauser's character.
a hilarious OJ Simpson bit because
Just
it
a
was
great bit.
like, are they going to commit to it? And they
And
do.
no one under 30 in that screening laughed, but that's all
We were
right.
like, oh, you won't like. They're like, yeah, it's wild to
There's
think
a
in
Bill
the
Cosby
90s,
joke in this movie as well.
the
And I was like,
Cosby joke
it's wild.
was unexpected because it's like, okay, like I know that it's one of those things where like, yeah, okay, we can
It's
go.
one of those things as well. The Cosby joke and I guess for the context, they drop the R word in this as well. But both things are said by the villain. You know what I mean? So it's not necessarily one of those things where it's like, we're going to shock you. It's like the guy who is evil in the film
Yeah,
is referencing Bill Cosby when he's trying to seduce Pamela Anderson's character.
with a glass of wine, who he's like, it's from the Bill
It's
Cosby.
from the Cosby estate. And
Then her reaction is like, oh, shit, okay, like
that's not a good thing. And then he obviously he references "Let's Get R Word," the Black Eyed Peas song, and
Yeah.
Liam Neeson's character goes, "I don't think you can say that anymore." And because he's pitching in this like elite group, he's like, "Where we are, you can say that." And it's just that thing where it's like it's funny because he is so evil that it's okay to say that. It's so well written. It's like you said at the start, you have to be so smart to make something feel this dumb, and it's perfection.
And I can imagine that there'll be audiences who go to this and will be like, it's so stupid. And I'm like, maybe that's because
Totally.
but
I've
I also
spoken to
feel like-
people already who didn't like it, who were in our screening, right? Like,
But I also feel like younger audiences, they growing up with this sort of spoof comedy, like I
has
feel
not
like
been kind to like a younger
yeah.
audience. Yeah,
So it'd be really like it's going to be really interesting to see something like Scary Movie 6.
I'm so excited, and the way they're all buzzing it up at the moment,
Yeah.
so excited.
And it's like the amount of things that Scary Movie 6 can reference is wild.
It's been a while. It's
I've
been a while
already-
since we had a good scary movie.
I've already seen someone say if Anna Faris doesn't do the Pearl dance, then what are we
God.
doing? And it's like, oh, now that's all I want.
That's
Like,
all I want.
Anna Faris doing the Mia Goth dance in Pearl, surely. But yeah, it's just it's like it's a lost. It really is a lost art. This kind of comedy. And
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I'm very, very grateful that Paramount committed to it and gave it a big theatrical release, and it has overall been really, really well received.
Yes.
I would love it if this is the start of either a few more Naked Gun movies or
For sure.
or Hollywood going, wait a minute, people are turning up for comedy because
True.
I'm sick of comedy just being, it seems like streaming is where comedy is going and it's not where it deserves to be
No, because you want to be in a theater laughing with people.
the communal experience of this cinema laughing was like, I haven't felt that in a very long time.
It's been a long time.
And
It's been a long time.
And it was great to sort of like, I feel like me and Nick laughed and then we heard the waves of laughter. It's almost like everyone
We just get it. We just get it. Phoebe,
like-
who we watched it with, was pissed herself laughing too. We were all having a great time.
just
Um,
like, please go see this movie.
It's already made
It's good.
76 million worldwide,
Yeah.
but that's before opening here. So
So,
hopefully we're in good stead. Hopefully we're in good stead.
and
Big
it would be
recommends.
really great in some kind of weird way, the way that like Taken made Liam Neeson this kind of like action star. It'd be great if this turns him into some kind of like weird comedian that we're not expecting.
Just on the back end of his career, on the back nine, yeah.
So great in this. And
A lot of fun. Just a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of joy to be had, which is all we can ask for. So big recommends for The
Massive.
Naked Gun from Pete and I. Let us jump into the last weekend at the Australian box office, supplied by Numero Box Office. Thank you very, very much. So it's been pretty repetitive the last few weeks before Weapons and Freakier Friday came out. It's worth pointing out The Life of Chuck did not chart in the top 10.
I mean, I'm also sorry.
We kind of
I'm not-
said that.
I'm
was
not
potentially gonna be the case.
surprised because it's a niche movie to begin with, and it really just it didn't have the momentum. Or like it'd be different if it was a major like Oscar player last year. If it
Different story, yeah.
if it came out in the US and was just like a bonza hit, then possibly we would have seen a different reaction. But I'm not really.
I'm not shocked.
I'm disappointed.
Yes.
But I'm not surprised.
Opening at number 6, though, Nobody 2 with $700,000. That also kind of strikes me as slightly dead in the water. Again, we spoke last week of the fact that there was no media screening in
Mhm.
Australia for it, which is not the be all and end all of box office. But I pointed out that I didn't feel like there was a lot of marketing for this film. It's just sort of come, and everyone's gone, oh, the amount of people who've even just gone, I didn't even know there was a Nobody One, which even though it was a success. So yeah, Nobody Two opening at 6.
I did see an interesting thing where it's like these movies that came out um in the last few years that like either through the pandemic or just after when people weren't really sure about the movies, and it's like, you had Megan and
Hmm.
Nobody, and it's like the sequels just it's like almost like, did they think that they like were they successful because they came out at a time when
We were craving new
we're
content and
creating
going back to the cinema for content, and yeah,
yeah. Look, I mean, we both really
liked it.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody too. I think it'll still turn a profit because it was only made for like $16 million or
I
something.
think so. Yeah, yeah. I think it'll be. I think
Um,
it'll be all right. Yeah.
it's a good time, but like it is,
It's already it made 12 million in the US and it's done
yeah.
5 million
Um,
foreign, so it should be
yeah.
right.
I mean, it sucks. But yeah, like
Yeah.
it is. I guess it's like the marketing side of things is like we sort of we get so many things sent to us. So sometimes I'm sort of out of the loop as to like what the
People,
general
yeah.
public is seeing.
It's
Um,
like it's our job to know what is coming out as well.
yeah.
Yeah, to plan
Um,
accordingly for that.
uh, yeah. I mean, disappointing, but but it is also opening a time when there's a lot of things,
Hmm. It's been a
a lot
pretty
of things
stacked couple of
happening.
weeks.
So yeah.
Coming in at number 3 and number 5 are two Indian films, the Hindi language action thriller War 2 and the Tamil language action thriller Coolie. War 2 did $740,000. Coolie did 1.2 million. So strong Bollywood week
Yeah.
for the box office there. Number 4, Fantastic Four, The First Steps with 800,000. So still sticking in there.
All right.
I
Yeah.
think that'll tail off pretty hard soon, though, once we get a few more movies coming over the next few weeks.
And then it'll announce its streaming on Disney Plus date,
Exactly. And
and
then
then
and then
and
it'll
then
be
no
forgotten.
doubt no doubt everyone will be like, "Why did no one tell me about this movie?" And we were like, "We did. You just didn't go and see
You
it."
just didn't see it.
Right.
But another healthy weekend for Freakier Friday and Weapons. Freakier Friday at number 2 with 1.2, almost 1.3 million, and Weapons with 1.9, almost 2 million.
Very happy with that.
Both in their second week,
Stayed
both
in.
not the like they're not the blockbuster events Superman and F1 and
Mm.
F4 were, but that's solid. That's awesome. And the
I mean,
rewatchability for something like Weapons is
yeah.
huge.
I mean, I think Weapons they've already said has made like 16 times its budget or something.
Wow.
Like it's made enough.
167 million worldwide.
Yeah, like that's
When does that happen?
and that's in 2 weeks for
So good.
a very like very kind of weird horror movie.
Niche horror film, the Magnolia of horror films. Like
And I think Freaky Friday's crossed. I'm pretty sure it's crossed 100
I
million.
believe so. So I just lost it there. Freakier Friday is
At least getting close.
91, almost 92 million.
So it'll be 100 million easy by next weekend.
And that was going to go straight to Disney Plus.
Yeah. I saw that movie again today, and
Holds up.
I laughed. Like I was like, did I find this funnier than the first time I saw it? Like it was. I was like, this is just. It's so good.
Did you see it with your mum? Is that where that's another thing, you get to sit there and did she enjoy it?
She did. She was like, that was really, really good. I was
There we
like,
go. That's what does it.
And I tell you, the Lindsay Lohan scene where she's flirting,
Trying to be sexy for Chad, yeah.
she was absolutely like just laughing like
Such a good scene.
and I was like, yeah, she's got a good belly laugh for that one. So no, yeah, it's I'm so happy that we're seeing an original movie do really, really well, and a sequel that like was actually worth
Worth checking out. Yeah.
worth checking out. And it's also a really good thing for Lynn. Like it's like showing that people really want the Lindsay Lohan
to
one.
do her thing, right?
Yeah.
My prediction is that they're still going to be the top two next week.
Going off of what comes out this week, yes, I suspect so.
I think they're still going to be the top two.
Yeah.
Which doesn't disappoint me. Like, obviously, I'd love to see Naked Gun do well. I'd love to see Eddington do well.
I feel like maybe Naked Gun might
Maybe.
open at number 2.
It's had 2 weekends of preview screenings, though.
Yeah.
I'd wonder if that hurts it at all. But we'll find out. We'll find out next week.
We'll find out. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean, it's very possible Naked Gun might end up being the number 1 movie. We don't know.
Very much so.
Because really, if Weapons is kind of slowly tipping off, you know, like it could
Even
be
still not that much. Like, it's
that much.
crazy.
But, like, Naked Gun essentially needs to make maybe like 1.5, and it could be the number.
Sure.
So we'll see. But everyone turning out for Weapons is such a big win.
Makes you so happy.
And
we're going to get that Aunt Gladys prequel. That was the box office last week, the Australian box office. Thank you to Numero box office. Pete, we still got so much to talk about, so let's do the next review.
Let's do that.
It's getting a little bit stuffy in here. It's getting a little bit overstuffed, perhaps. Maybe it's taken me back to May of 2020.
I was like, where is this going?
Where the world seemed crazy, and we didn't know where society was going to end up. But someone who did know, and someone who's recollected those events in a very fucked up way, is Ari Aster and his new movie, Eddington.
Simple and neat. We were in a fight against evil.
These are your streets. No, they're your streets to keep safe.
Shut it down! Shut it down!
You know how death works out.
People are going to be looking here now.
Keep your own office going, but you're going to run mine.
So we vote Joe Cross, take back our community.
Hell yeah.
Save our soul.
In May of 2020, a standoff between a small-town sheriff and a mayor sparks a powder keg as neighbor is pitted against neighbor in Eddington, New Mexico. Now, get this, Pete. Eddington is a neo-Western black comedy thriller film, according to my source here, Wikipedia. Written and directed by Ari Aster, it stars Joaquin Phoenix, Pedro Pascal, Luke Grimes, Deirdre O'Connell, Austin Butler, and Emma Stone. This is the formative, this is the definitive, this is the, for I guess a buzzword that makes sense, essential COVID film. This is a movie that is like, COVID is a thing that happened. We're going to put you in a small New Mexico town right in the start of it, and that is going to be one of the catalysts for this insane 2.5-hour ride that Ari Aster, who is famous for Hereditary, Midsommar, Beau is Afraid, is going to take you on.
Yeah.
Ari Aster, you a fan? Where's he sit in your sort of current filmmaker hierarchy?
Look, I think we both should obviously say we're a fan of Ari Aster because we were very, very fortunate to speak to the man himself.
We did get to talk to him.
And just the loveliest man.
Super nice guy. So for the guy who made these fucked up films, really nice guy to talk to.
It seems like that's just like you see a fucked up movie and you're pretty much guaranteed that the person that makes it is the loveliest person. That seems to be the general consensus. Like the amount of filmmakers we've spoken to that have created like horror movies, and they're just like, I'm happy to be here. You're like, it's great. Ari Aster, obviously, like coming out of the gate, Hereditary was like,
love it,
incredible,
unbelievable film,
and it was just like that was kind of unlike anything sort of seen at that time.
100%.
Toni Collette robbed of an Oscar.
100% agree. Horror needs to be respected more.
Like that was an incredible, incredible film. And then, you know, it was kind of like, oh, I'm so excited to see what Ari Aster does next. Yep. And I think, I don't know about you, but I just kind of assumed he was then going to be like a horror voice because we got Midsommar as his follow-up.
And because it works. It's a genre he works well in.
Yeah. And Midsommar was an experience, to say the least.
It took me 2 watches to really fully get not my head around it, but to appreciate it for what it was.
Yeah. Incredible movie, taxing movie, like not something that you just watch, like you really have
another Florence Pugh, another performance robbed.
Florence Pugh and them, like, you want to talk about a performance where they give their whole fucking self.
Her screaming and crying after the first act reveal is exhausting to
Yeah,
watch.
yeah. It's kind of like it's like it's the same way that everyone kind of was like, oh, Naomi Scott in Smile 2.
Big
Like,
time. Big
it's
time.
that, but Florence Pugh is like probably even more like pushed to the brink.
Yeah.
Incredible movie. And then I think when you have Hereditary and Midsommar, you're like, okay, he's 2 for 2 on horror, and not just like horror in like the sense of like, oh, it's like jump scares and like it freaked me out and it's violent. Like these are
Very
really
psychological horrors.
yeah. So I think when Beau Was Afraid came out, and Beau Was Afraid is like, as much as it's a comedy
Mm.
and a satire and a commentary and stuff, it is also a horror film.
It's 3 hours of anxiety.
Yeah.
Is what it is. Yeah.
And Beau Was Afraid is a film that like
We experienced together.
we experienced together. And I was
And the projector broke 2 hours in.
It got like, I was really into it, and there's one point where I just kind of lost it, and then
You're a bit done with it.
It did kind of bring me back, because the ending with Parker Posey.
Parker Posey, yeah.
And Patti LuPone, I think, is kind of like,
Patti LuPone's so fucking good. I watched Beau Was Afraid again like 3 weeks ago, and I was like, holy shit, Patti LuPone steals the show.
Yeah.
She's so good.
So it's kind of like with Eddington, you almost just go, well, I don't know what to expect now. Because after Hereditary, Midsommar, and Beau Was Afraid, you're like, those are 3 films that, even though Midsommar and Hereditary are both horror, they're wildly different.
Yeah, big time. Yeah.
And Beau Was Afraid then makes him just go, you just go, you don't know what he's going to do as a filmmaker. And so you pretty much go into Eddington being like, I should have don't have expectations.
This guy's making a contemporary Western set during COVID.
Yeah.
And not just about COVID. That's the thing.
Yeah. I think there might be people that's like, for the general public, because you've also got to remember that not everybody knows who, like, you can't just say Ari Aster and everyone's going to know who it is. There are a lot of
you go Hereditary and they go, oh yeah, that guy. And then they expect a horror film.
But Eddington, I think will get some people in because you've got Joaquin Phoenix, Pedro Pascal, Austin Butler, Emma Stone, 4 massive stars.
Huge names.
So I feel like there will be
all great performances too.
Yes. And I feel like there will be people that might go see this because of those people. And it's like, by all means.
Well, it seems very purposeful, doesn't it? Yeah.
Go see Eddington, but also kind of be aware of what you're going to see. Be aware that Ari Aster is not a filmmaker who plays by the rules. Emma Stone and Austin Butler are not prime people in this. Like, no. Austin Butler literally is like an extended cameo, essentially.
Pretty much, yeah.
Emma Stone has
a bit more to do in the beginning, but it's kind of not in the second half of the film.
And as a COVID film, like, it's kind of great that COVID is kind of, it's always there, and it's the initial catalyst for what Joaquin Phoenix's character wants to then do for his town.
Yes.
Then COVID becomes not obsolete, but it then is no longer the driving force behind what he wants to do. And what he wants to do takes the film on a wildly...
Just a constantly escalating series of events. Like it just gets crazier and crazier and crazier.
And you hear like neo-Western black comedy satirical.
Oh, this movie is fucking funny.
But it is a satire.
Yeah,
it is a black comedy. It is a neo-Western, and then it escalates into like an action thriller, like really, like
a brutally violent, almost like anti-Rambo sort of thing. Yeah,
but it's doing so in a way that you're like, oh, this is funny.
Yeah,
because it's showing you like just how ridiculous everyone can be, and like kind of there was no. The thing that I really like about this is that he's not saying there was any right or wrong way to react to COVID.
Yeah, it's a very apolitical stance on. Yeah. I'd actually hesitate to say apolitical. I do think he leans a certain way, but he looks at everyone's side he goes, I get why this small town that is literally shut off from society, why he's not worried about COVID. Because he's like, no one here has it. No one here has COVID. The way COVID literally comes into the town is very funny. Like, it's just this most unassuming way.
Yeah.
And then you see the hypocrisy of like Pedro Pascal's character, who's this, left-leaning, liberal mayor for this town who has everyone's best interests in mind, but he's throwing election parties during the middle of COVID, during the middle of mandates and stuff like that. And it's just this interesting sort of dynamic where you kind of go, no one was equipped to know what to do with this. And it's the government's fault for not helping us properly, or it's the internet's fault for spreading misinformation. Arias has said in so many interviews, and he said it in mine, he's like, the real villain of the film is the internet and how much we rely on it for information and how much misinformation we're led. There's a whole subplot that actually the film starts with and ends with involving a data center being built outside of Eddington. And Ari said in my interview, he was just like, as much as the film is about COVID and about the Black Lives Matter movement and about small towns and sort of fragile toxic masculinity and things like that and community, he's like, the movie is really about a data center being built and really just uprooting this town because these billionaires are coming out and doing this shit. They're going to these small, fragile towns with bad infrastructures and economies and be like, let's just inject money through it and get everyone's data at the same time and then literally make you fear-mongering. And it's a lot. This movie's a lot.
Yeah. And
that's kind of the point. I asked in the interview, I was like, is that supposed to be the experience for the viewer? Are we supposed to sit there and be like, I'm overwhelmed by this movie? And he was kind of like, people bring their own sort of things to each time they watch a film. But I was kind of like, that's kind of what it felt like for me. I was watching this film and I was like, it's overwhelming. And that's exactly what it was like in May of 2020.
Yeah, because I asked him, like, when he was writing it, like, did he write a particular, like, when he was writing dialogue or writing a scene in general, like, that he knew that it would be misinterpreted? And he's like, that's kind of the point. He's like, I knew things that I wrote would be, like, misinterpreted, and he's like, and I'm okay with that because everybody had their own COVID experience. Like,
exactly.
You can't tell someone that they did COVID wrong or they did COVID right because it's like, and it's the same that we see it in the scene where, as Joaquin Phoenix is like, we don't have it in this town. Let me go shopping without a mask. And Pedro Pascal is like, no, you need to have a mask because it's
the government mandate is.
And then Joaquin Phoenix is like, he's like, a mandate doesn't mean it's law. He's like, if you want this to be law, then go and do all the steps you need to do to make this like something where you can't go into this shop without a mask. And it's like, and as much as...
And because Ari makes you feel bad about it because there is an old man who is trying to just get into the shop who literally doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, and he mentions I think it's like he's like asthmatic and
exactly, and then everyone's vilifying him, being like, you can't come in here because you don't have a mask. Like it's this very 360-degree approach to, especially when it gets to the Black Lives Matter stuff, and you've got all these impressionable young adults who are on their Instagram. Now I sound like really old. They're on their Instagrams and their TikToks, making all these accounts and doing these protests. There's one of the two funniest bits of the film for me. Well, when they're doing a protest and it seems like it's going to turn into a riot, and Joaquin rocks up with Luke Grimes and Michael Ward, and they're going there. Luke Grimes is decked out in fucking riot gear for like 20 teenagers.
Yeah.
And they're screaming. They're like, fuck you. You're taking away our rights to protest. And then someone runs in and goes, we have to do 6 minutes of silence for George Floyd. And they all shut up and get on a knee.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what is this mania? This is manic. The other really funny scene is there's a character called Brian who I think has the most interesting arc of the film. And he's trying to explain to his dad why he's joined this Black Lives Matter movement. And it's ultimately to impress a girl. And he's rehashing all of this stuff. There's no self-awareness. He's a teenager. Like, we get it. And then he's listing all this stuff about how we have to destroy whiteness. and his dad just goes, "Are you fucking?" He calls him the R word. We got 2 movies dropping R bombs, and we got the biggest laugh of the night because we sat there and go, "Yeah, like you're young, you don't get it." But Ari's also going, "They're getting fed that information by someone." And this is the wildness of like it's a movie I absolutely need to watch again
Yeah.
because
It
of
was
how
like,
dense
it's
it
like
is.
I feel like, it's probably easier for us as Australians to sort of say like, well, we did COVID correctly. And I guess like
It's still a big talking point though here,
stepping
you know what I
and
mean?
like
Like
stepping back from it, like, yes, I guess Australia got on top of it quicker than other countries did, and we were quite, good at like separate, like, being like, yeah, you need to
mm,
separate where you can only have so many visitors, and our like like where we are in Brisbane, our
cinemas,
cinemas,
yeah.
our cinemas opened earlier. Like we kind of got a hang of it. So I guess in that sense, like we handled it well,
Yeah.
you
But
know.
it was still
But
points of division for so
that's
many
it.
people,
There
right?
were
Like
people that were like, I want to go shopping and I don't want to wear my mask. And it was
mhm.
like, unfortunately, you have to. And then they just go, well, then I just won't shop. And you're like, okay. But don't you sort of think like, as like, but you're not going to be let in
And I
anywhere.
think this is where I think the film nails its point.
Yeah.
Is that the whole for me a lot of the anti-mask rhetoric was power. It was control.
Yeah.
They were, I'm not gonna let the government control me, blah blah.
Yeah.
A lot of these same people are also letting the insane conspiracy theory-esque thoughts of people on the internet dictate their thoughts and
Yeah.
control what theirs. So it's this whole thing of just like we are all just in this fucking cesspit of misinformation. And until we all just stand back and go like, hey, maybe the internet's like not always a great thing and we shouldn't chronically be on it, getting all of our shit from there. That's kind of what I feel like. And like Ari said, these data centers are taking now I sound like conspiracy theorist. Ari's got control of my mind. It's they're taking just all this data from our phones and all this stuff we do on it and using that against us. And that's the kind of thing we kind of go like, are we fucked? I guess we're fucked. Like that's kind of what this movie is saying is like,
Yeah.
yeah, we're fucked.
But
Like,
I guess like the best way to sum it up is like Pedro Pascal kind
yes,
of
so
berating
good.
Joaquin Phoenix about not wearing a mask, and he takes his mask off to tell
Off
him
to
that.
do it,
And
yeah.
like, and
I
that's what,
loved that scene though.
yeah, and it was
God, it
just
was
and it was
so
such a
good.
little, it was like a little subtle move that I don't know if a lot of people sort of really picked up on, but it's like, but he stands face to face with Joaquin Phoenix, takes his mask off, and is like, "You need to wear a mask," and it's just like, do you not see what you're
The
saying? And
hypocrisy and what's going on.
so,
But then at the same time, like the movie follows Joe Cross, which is Joaquin Phoenix's character, and we're making it sound like he's getting like dunked on by Pedro. He's also not a good guy.
no,
Like Joe
and
Cross is not necessarily a good man.
he does
He's selfish. He's very selfish.
and he does one particular act that he then tries to sort of
Dig his
in,
way out of, I guess.
on
Yeah.
other people, and it really doesn't go well. And it's almost like the ending for Mr. Joe Cross is basically just karma being like, yeah, I'm not gonna let
Without
you.
spoiling too much, it's
Yeah,
it's ultimately something worse than death, is what he has to
yeah,
go
it
through.
really
Yeah.
is. And it was kind of just, and it kind of really brought everything.
And it's done
full
in the
circle.
most beautifully fucked up way that Ari Aster,
Yeah.
only Ari Aster could do.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think there's been like, and it's come from me a lot of it, the doom and gloom chat of like the seriousness around the film. It's funny.
It's
This
very
is a
funny.
really funny satirical film. It's
But
also a very tense thriller, and it's
yeah.
also a very competently made contemporary Western.
And as much as we are sort of more on the side of like championing the film,
Mhm.
I wouldn't necessarily recommend it to everybody.
It's a tough watch at
You
points,
need
yeah.
to be, I think you need to know Ari Aster's work. I think watching Beau is Afraid and how you responded to that would be a good indicator as to how you're going to get
Probably.
your attention.
Probably.
It's 2.5 hours long.
It does feel like it at points, yeah.
It does feel like it at points. It's a rough watch, it's a challenging watch, but it's also like one of those films where it almost feels like necessary because you just like when we're in this sort of landscape of seeing like big sequels and remakes and reboots, and then even like original things like Weapon, when we're seeing all of this sort of big sort of studio stuff,
Mm.
and then you have something like Eddington, which has studio backing, like it's an A24 film,
Yep.
Universal Pictures are releasing it here.
Yep.
It's like there's just something quite comforting about the film industry sort of supporting a movie like this in
Sure.
this
No,
time.
totally. Yeah.
Like a story that you can imagine a lot of people like people will be triggered by this. Absolutely.
I think so, yeah.
So it's a difficult, like I think if you're into sort of that sort of left of center niche cinema that really is really going to challenge you, and you sort of know that you're walking into a 2.5 hour movie that is not going to be pleasant the entire time,
Yeah.
then give Eddington a go. Watch Bells Afraid to sort of see
As a gauge, yeah.
as you can. But I think for the general viewer, Eddington is not something you should watch.
It's a tough sell. It's a tough sell. I also think don't watch it if you hate getting dunked on, because no one's safe in this film. And Ari said when I spoke to him, he was like, the minute I was punching down on someone, he would pull back. He was like, that's not what this movie's supposed to do.
Yeah.
But it's pointing out lack of self-awareness.
Yeah.
And if you don't have any self-awareness and you walk into this film and be like, hey, man, I posted that black picture on that Blackout Wednesday or whatever it was. Yeah. Which is kind of made fun of in this film as well. Like just be prepared to be like offended by it in the best way possible, because
like no one, like essentially no one is safe, really.
No one is safe, no matter what side of whatever argument.
Which is
anyone who goes like, oh, he's supporting like the Republicans and the right wing. Just read the stickers on Joe Cross's car, and you'll sit there and go, that is a moron. And the movie is telling you out, he is not a good guy.
Yeah, it's like no one is safe, but at the same time, he's not taking anybody's side. Like
nothing is sacred.
He's like everybody. Like if you think you're right and someone else is wrong, and then they think they're right and you're wrong, Eddington is basically just like, I'm going to show you both why you are right and wrong,
and potentially an idiot as well.
So yeah,
I need to watch it again, because I walked out. I remember when we all spoke afterwards, I wasn't like 100% sold on it yet. It was sitting like at the bottom of my, if I was to rank Ari's films. I need to watch it again, but it's starting to like move around a bit. And that to me is just a testament to how, like we've said on many times, we said it back when we were doing monthly movie marathon, and we've said it here. Filmmakers like Ari Aster, who are out here kind of making special shit, they take bold swings. And if they take 10 bold swings and only 5 of them land, at least we've got 5 great movies and 5 movies that are doing something different. And Eddington sits in that middle bit for me, where I'm like, and Ari Aster as a filmmaker, I love him because he takes bold swings. And if they're like Bells Afraid, which don't entirely work, but I can also sit there and go, I've never seen a movie like that before.
That's it.
That's way more exciting to me.
And you'll at least like walk out of Eddington and be like, you'll have an opinion.
Oh, and there was a group of us who spoke for like half an hour afterwards. That doesn't always happen.
And having an opinion about a movie, even if you hated it, that's still better than walking out going, it was fine, and then you forget about it. Eddington is one of those movies that you might just go, fuck, I'm still pissed off about it. You'd be like, but you're thinking about it.
You're thinking about it, yeah.
That's better.
It's not a bad movie. That's the thing. It's not a bad movie.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
You can not like it, doesn't make it a bad movie. Yeah.
Absolutely. That was a good conversation. I enjoyed that.
I think how much we just talked about it. And we're not
exactly.
And we're both not even saying like, go out and see it. We're like, maybe go see it.
You might like it, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you want more thoughts of it, head to worldofscreens.com or head to the aureview.com, because Pete and I wrote extensive thoughts about Eddington at our respective sites. Pete, let's wrap up the show. You're going away for a couple of weeks.
I am.
You're fucking ditching me. How dare you?
I am ditching you. Yeah,
but also, like, pretty fucking cool. Pete's off to TIFF. He's off to the Toronto International Film Festival, and I've asked Pete, before he goes, to give us 5 titles that he is excited to see. And I'm sure there'll be many, 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 many more, because I think you're doing a pretty stacked festival, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there's a lot playing this year, and that's my schedule is still like, what am I seeing? But it's a great year. So this sort of, I guess the main 3 that came up that I was looking at, that like obviously Frankenstein
Huge. I'm so jealous. And the fact that you get to see it in a cinema,
Yeah,
like that
that's
might
the
not
thing.
get a
I'm
cinema
also,
release here.
I've still got to make sure that I get a
Of
ticket.
course, of course, of course.
So I mean, there is the press.
It works out for Peter Gray normally,
Usually
though.
works out for me. Last year, I got very lucky with a lot of stuff.
We're continuing that luck.
But Frankenstein, Knives Out 3,
Awesome.
and The Smashing Machine were kind of the three movies that I was like, if I see nothing else, I'll be happy with this.
Those, yeah.
TIFF have decided to sort of put a lot of those movies on almost at the same time, and you're like, thanks for that.
Of course.
Darren.
Side note, sorry, I saw the Smashing Machine trailer in cinema for the first time. And the first two times I watched it, I was like, oh, I'm excited for it. Something hit me in the cinema. And as I was watching the trailer, I'm like, oh no, I'm fucking excited for this movie. Like it was so good in the cinema.
And they've also brought out the sort of Oscar
potentials, like the
they were like people are like Dwayne Johnson is likely to get an Oscar nomination over people like DiCaprio and Daniel Day-Lewis. They're like,
wow,
his performance is like, and I'm like, that's big.
Okay, all right. Smashing Machine.
And Darren's movie reviews.
Hey, Darren.
He's
the best.
He has very kindly like managed to get me a ticket to the premiere of The Smashing Machine. So I'm
like, Darren's a legend. He's been listening to us for so long, and his content's great. At Darren Movie Reviews, absolutely check him out.
He's a very supportive young man. And so that means I'll be in a cinema with Miss Emily Blunt and Mr. Dwayne.
You're gonna be in smelling distance of the rock. You're gonna smell what he's cooking.
Yeah, I was like, I smell what you're cooking, and it is sexy. So I'm excited for those. But there are a few smaller titles that are sort of like have got me intrigued. So also Apple have very kindly invited me to the premiere of The Lost Bus.
I'm intrigued by this film. I liked the trailer. I really liked the trailer.
Like Paul Greengrass, America Ferrera, Matthew McConaughey. Very excited about that. I feel like there'll be a lot of tears in that movie.
Do you know what the selling point for me was? It was Paul Greengrass.
Paul Greengrass.
I fucking love him as a filmmaker.
So that one's another one that I'm excited for. There are two or three, I guess, like smaller movies that I have sort of like, okay, I'm interested in these. So one of them is called Carolina Caroline.
Yes, I have seen the poster for this one. Yeah,
Kyle Gallner and Miss Samara Weaving, who, Samara Weaving, like
Aussie darling.
She is making just the coolest shit.
Like, she's on a what the kids would call a generational run, I think.
Like everything she does, she's incredible. So that movie is like a crime, kind of like a crime romance.
Also, Kyle Gallner.
Yeah,
we fucking stand him in this house, as the kids would say.
I'm excited for that one. Another movie that I'm very intrigued about is called Motor City.
Ooh, tell me that.
This one it's Alan Ritchson.
Love it.
Enough said. Ben Foster and Shailene Woodley.
Love them both.
And the movie is about this guy. So Alan Ritchson plays someone who he basically falls in love with the wrong woman, who I think is going to be Shailene Woodley.
Right.
Her boyfriend doesn't take too kindly to that, so basically sets him up to go to jail.
Oh shit! Okay.
And the rest of the film is Alan Ritchson fresh out of jail, exacting revenge.
Oh, like a street level gritty John Wick sort of shit.
So the movie has been is like inspired by 1970s revenge movies.
Yeah, right. Like your what's Josh Brolin's dad's name? Not Charles Bronson.
James Brolin.
James Brolin, of course. Like Death Wish and shit like that.
So, and from what Ben Foster has said, he's like, there are only 5 lines of dialogue in the entire film.
Get fucked. I mean,
and I'm like, I'm so in on that.
Yes.
I was like, if this is literally Alan Ritchson just beating the shit out of people, and the only image they've released is like him in a wife beater with like straggly hair, and I was like, fuck yeah.
Sold. Okay, Motor City.
That one's got me. I was like, I'm like, that one, I'm in
very keen. Very keen.
And what else is playing that sort of hit the
the intrigue?
I mean, I know that Mr. Bob Odenkirk has a Midnight Madness
He
movie
does.
playing there.
Directed by Ben Wheatley,
Yeah.
which is super
Um,
exciting.
so that's something that good. Angelina Jolie's got a movie called Couture coming out, which is
Oh,
about
yeah.
like fashion
Yeah.
industry. There's another movie with Sigourney Weaver about like a kid who thinks there's like monsters under his bed, and I think there are actually monsters under his bed.
I like that. I like that.
There's a lot of cool shit playing this
Nice.
Eternity, Miles
Oh,
Teller.
that trailer's so good.
That looks like it's a good time.
Actually, it's funny. Sometimes we joke about the fact that like my partner Rhiannon like doesn't always like want to. She's happy to watch movies at home. She's not like the
Yeah, yeah,
cinephile
yeah.
I am. She watched the trailer for Eternity. She's like, "Oh, when's that come out?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "Of all the things that are out this year, I'm like Eternity." I was like, "It looks great."
Which I think is November here, I
I
think.
believe so. I think you're right. Yeah, I think it's actually getting like a decent release.
Yeah. And then yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that's playing, but Smashing Machine, Knives Out 3, Frankenstein are kind of the top three, and
Yeah.
then Motor City and Carolina Caroline have sort of made their way into the psyche. Mainly, I mean, a lot of it did come off the fact that I was like, Samara Weaving, sign me up. Alan Ritson in a 70s revenge movie with 5 lines of dialogue, like
Let's
fuck
fucking
yeah,
do it. Yeah.
I'm all for it. But yeah, I think this year there'll be a lot. I'll be seeing a lot. I'm very, very, very excited. But yeah, time will tell to see what tickets I get screenings to, what I can pull out of my hat on the day of, which happened last year with the Nora, which was very, very, very exciting.
It's
So
just the fun of the festivals, right?
yeah. But yeah, those press and industry screenings, when you get into those ones, you're set.
You're sold. You're set.
It's just a fun time.
It's
So,
just a bloody fun
good.
time. And you know what else has been a bloody fun time? Talking to you, Pete, about movies.
Uh, uh,
We're going to miss you for the next couple of weeks, but Pete will be back and absolutely we will be breaking down everything he did at TIFF
yeah.
over
So
the
it will
last
be
few weeks.
Josh will be
Josh will jump in. Awards editor Ashley Pradella will jump in for an episode or two there as well. We will still be releasing episodes in Pete's absence, but we'll definitely be excited to talk TIFF once you get back
Yeah.
because that will be on everyone's lips. But there are some cool movies coming out
Yeah,
before then, which I hope you get to see some of them while you're over there. Like you're going to try and see Honey Don't, Caught Stealing,
I'm gonna try and see
Toxic
Honey
Avenger.
Yeah, all three of those I'm gonna try and see. They all open before the festival starts, so hopefully
You'll get a chance, yeah.
that's in the few days that I'm there before I need to like, scrounge around to see what tickets I
See
can
what's
get.
available, yeah.
So that might be a whole day of me just seeing movies in the
The warm up, right? The
in
pre-game.
the epic Scotiabank theaters in Toronto is just they are
Unlike
awesome,
anything else.
awesome cinemas.
So
They
exciting.
they're it's a good all the cinemas in Toronto are incredible. So also if you follow me on socials, you'll probably see a lot of photos and a lot of videos
Where would
from
that be? Where would they find you if they were to follow you on the
um
socials?
if they were following me on the socials, it would be at rated PDG on Instagram and X, which is where my reviews and just my holiday shit will be going up.
TIFF spam incoming.
And yeah, and
And you will enjoy it.
I will, yeah, you will.
And the people looking at it, they will enjoy it.
Um, so yeah, that's where all my stuff will be, and also potentially a little junket thrown in the middle,
I know.
which Nick,
More to come.
yeah, which Nick is also a part of.
I'm so
hoping
excited.
to be part of it. So we shall see about that.
Mixing two of my favorite things of all time into one film. Like, stop it. I can only get so erect. Well, on that lovely note, that's been another wonderful episode of the World of Screens podcast. Thank you all for listening, as always. As Pete said, rated PDG on the social platforms and Letterboxd, the aureview.com, Rotten Tomatoes, Peter Gray, Gray. Don't fucking forget it. And then head to @World of Screens on Instagram and Twitter and worldscreens.com for the latest reviews there. On the next episode, Josh will be coming back into the hot seat. We're going to be talking Alien Earth Episode 3 and Peacemaker Season 2 Episode 1. The first iteration of John Cena in the new DCU. We'll be chatting all about that. That'll be coming out this weekend. But until then, thank you all for listening, and we'll see Pete in a couple of weeks.